Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis. And, when businesses are running smooth, employees never think about payroll. But when you don't get your payroll, it definitely affects the culture, the viability of a business. And if we're going to talk about payroll, and I think today we're going to focus on restaurant payroll systems, you'd really want to talk to this gentleman. I've known him for many years, Bruce Patz of Advantage Payroll Systems. Welcome.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks for having me on. It's an honor.
Okay, thank you. Don't say it until the end. Bruce, restaurant payroll, a big topic?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that affects the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry is dynamic. It's always changing. And we have a couple of changes here in Massachusetts that's really affecting the restaurant industry. The mass sick pay law that went into effect July 1st really has some specific effects on the restaurant industry. And then the whole tip reporting and how tips have changed and affected businesses over the years has made that a real focus for us, and we've become specialists in the restaurant industry.
Can you dive a little bit into that whole payroll story? Because I'm not sure everybody's familiar with it, but it is an important topic. I know my daughter's working for a restaurant, and she said to me, I get tips, and she's the hostess. But that's a legal issue now, right?
Yeah, the thing with the restaurant industry is facing several different issues. One is the whole exempt versus non-exempt rules.
Right.
The restaurants have to make sure that they put good job descriptions in place and that they define whether somebody essentially can be considered exempt from overtime or non-exempt from overtime. That's really one of the first issues in a restaurant. The other issue in the restaurant is everything around tips. And tip pooling, which is a real. If tip pooling is not done correctly, restaurants can get into trouble. Management can't share in the tip pool, for instance. That's a real no-no.
Right.
Also, restaurants have to decide whether they're going to be a shop where people take their tips home at the end of the night, or are they going to get those tips paid and taxed through payroll. So, the key with tips have also changed a lot since customers have started using more credit cards. When customers use more credit cards, especially at your higher end restaurants don't even necessarily have a lot of cash to tip out at the end of the night. So this creates other operational challenges for them. So the biggest thing we do with our restaurant owners is we really act as an advisor in this area. We're not just coming in to pump out payroll. We really try to understand their industry, understand how the business runs, really understand whether pooling makes sense, where it maybe shouldn't make sense, and really assess based on their average price point. Are they going to get a lot of credit cards? Are they not going to get a lot of credit cards? Who's their customer? And we really try to make sure that we're designing the best program for them, because it's not just about getting the people paid. It's about creating efficiencies for the owner, making the right business solution for them.
Interesting. And do you find that most restaurants really don't understand these things?
Restaurants, the typical restaurant owner either comes at it from the food perspective. They used to be a chef, or they're really more front of the house, heavy operations. The thing with
either Prince Charming or the great chef. Front of the house or the back of the house.
Yeah, you said it better. So the problem is payroll's kind of this. I'm not going to call it an ugly stepchild, but it's really out of their core competency a lot, and out of really what they enjoy, and probably something they shouldn't really be spending their time on. Because, when you're in a restaurant, the margins are paper thin. If a restaurant owner is taking their eye, or a restaurant manager is taking their eye off the ball and focusing on something that's really outside their core competency, that doesn't really do anybody any good in the long run. So I find that we really are relied upon a lot by the restaurant owners and managers to really lead them in the right direction. And we, of course, always consult with their CPAs and other people involved that know other things about the business that we don't know.
If somebody wanted to contact you at Advantage Payroll, how would they find you?
They can find us via our website at massadvantagepayroll.com, www.mass, like Massachusetts, massadvantagepayroll.com. They can also, I'm going to give my direct cell phone. People can always call me directly. I mean, the way clients contact me directly and referral sources. My direct cell phone number that's on my waist, that is shut off when I'm talking to people, but it's on in between.
And when he's on the radio.
Is 617-435-2239. And that's my direct phone number, 617-435-2239.